You know what? Every time I walk into a gym, I see the same thing. On one side, people are sitting comfortably on machines, moving through their sets with ease. On the other side, you've got folks gripping barbells and dumbbells, lifting with intense focus. And if you're new to the gym or getting back after a break, you're probably asking yourself the same question everyone asks. Which one is actually safer? Your trainer tells you to stick with machines. Your gym buddy who's been lifting for years swears by free weights. So what's the real answer? I had the exact same dilemma when I first started. Everyone kept telling me machines were safer. But is that really true? Here's where it gets interesting. In 2023, the American College of Sports Medicine published a fascinating study. They analyzed gym injuries across the board, and what they found was way more complex than anyone expected. Turns out, what most people believe is only half the truth. Today, I'm going to share something you absolutely need to know. Which is truly safer, machine exercises or free weight training? And more importantly, which one is right for you? I'll break it all down, with scientific evidence that might completely change how you approach your workouts. Stick around until the end because I'm going to reveal a strategy that can literally double your training efficiency. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's start with why so many people think machines are safer. It makes sense, right? The movement path is fixed. There's no risk of dropping weights on yourself. And it's easier to maintain proper form. For beginners, machines seem like the obvious choice. In fact, researchers at the German Sport University, Cologne studied 150 beginners over 12 weeks. The machine exercise group had a 63% lower injury rate compared to the free weight group during the initial phase. Looking at those numbers, machines seem like the clear winner for safety. But here's where things get really interesting. The same research team followed up with participants 6 months later, and the results were completely different. The group that only used machines actually experienced a 28% increase in everyday life injuries. How is that possible? This is where we discover something crucial that most people completely miss. The biggest problem with machine exercises is that fixed path I mentioned earlier. When you're pushing on a leg press machine, your movement is completely locked into one specific pattern. For a beginner, that's a safety feature. Long term though, it can actually work against you. Think about it. In real life, your body doesn't move in fixed patterns. When you're picking up your kid, moving furniture, or climbing stairs, every movement requires force from different angles and directions. A large-scale study from the National Institutes of Health makes this even clearer. They tracked 1,200 exercisers over 3 years. The machine-only group showed 47% lower core muscle activation compared to those doing free weights. And what are core muscles? They're the essential muscles that stabilize your body and protect your spine. When these muscles are weak, you're more likely to hurt your back, doing everyday activities, and more prone to losing balance and falling. So what about free weight training? Many people watch someone lifting barbells or dumbbells and immediately think it looks dangerous. And you know what? If your form is wrong, there is definitely a risk of injury. Research from Harvard Medical School found that when free weight exercises are performed with incorrect form, injury rates can be up to 3 times higher than machine exercises. But here's the key phrase: when performed with incorrect form. The same Harvard study revealed something fascinating. When people started free weight training gradually, with proper form, their long-term injury rate was actually 41% lower than the machine-only group. Even more impressive, this group saw an average 15% increase in bone density and experienced 52% fewer accidents and falls in daily life. Why such a dramatic difference? When you're doing free weight exercises, multiple muscle groups work together simultaneously. Let's take squats as an example. When you've got a barbell on your shoulders doing a squat, it's not just your leg muscles working. Your abs and lower back stabilize your core. Your shoulders and upper back hold the bar steady, and your ankles and calves maintain balance. Researchers at the University of Melbourne used electromyography to measure muscle activation. They found that barbell squats activated 270% more muscles compared to leg press machines. When all these muscles work together, your body develops functional strength that translates to real life. Loughborough University in the UK studied 200 people over age 65 for 2 years. The free weight training group improved their daily activity performance by an average of 38% and reduced falls by 61%. Meanwhile, the machine-only group showed just 19% improvement and 23% reduction in falls. Now wait a minute. Does this mean free weights are always the answer? Absolutely not. And this is exactly what I've been wanting to tell you. There's actually a smarter, safer, and more effective approach. Researchers at the University of Toronto's Exercise Physiology Department conducted a breakthrough study. They divided 300 exercise beginners into 3 groups. The first group used only machines, the second group used only free weights, and the third group followed a progressive program combining both. After 1 year, guess what happened? The combination group had the lowest injury rate, the highest strength gains, and most importantly, an 82% adherence rate, compared to 54% and 59% for the other groups. The lesson here is crystal clear. It's not about machines versus free weights. It's about when, what, and how you use each one. So how exactly should you do it? Let me break down the safest and most effective approach based on your experience level. If you're a complete beginner or getting back into exercise after years off, start with machines for the first 4 to 6 weeks. Focus on basics like leg press, chest press, and lat pull down to stimulate your muscles and build foundational fitness. Research from the University of Copenhagen showed that people who had this adaptation period experienced 74% fewer injuries in their first 3 months, compared to those who jumped straight into free weights. But don't stop there. Once you're comfortable with machines after 4 to 6 weeks, it's time to gradually introduce free weights. Start with light dumbbells. 2 or 3 kilogram dumbbells are perfectly fine. What matters isn't the weight but learning proper form. The Karolinska Institute in Sweden discovered something remarkable. When people practiced correct form with light weights for over 300 repetitions, their muscles developed motor memory. This reduced injury risk by 85% when they eventually increased the weight. What about intermediate and advanced exercisers? If you've been training for 6 months or more, the most effective strategy is making free weights your foundation, while using machines as accessories. For example, during a chest workout, start with dumbbell bench press to build functional strength through multiple muscle recruitment. Then finish with chest press machine to safely exhaust any remaining energy. This gives you the functional benefits of free weights, combined with the safety of machines. Researchers at the University of Texas validated this approach. A group that combined free weights and machines in an 80-to-20 ratio achieved 32% greater strength gains, 45% better muscular endurance, and a remarkable 58% improvement in functional movement capacity. The most surprising finding was that this group had an even lower injury rate than the machine-only group. Start right now. Not tomorrow, but today. Go to the gym and begin with light machine exercises. In 4 weeks, pick up those dumbbells. 3 months from now, you'll be a completely different person. Stronger, healthier, and more confident. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Leave a comment sharing your exercise experiences or questions, and I'll respond to each one. In the next video, I'll be covering the best exercise routines for each body part, so stay tuned. I'm rooting for your healthy transformation. Thank you.